Good morning, and a very warm welcome to everyone to our third in a series of our Anything in Print webinars. I hope the sun is shining where you are. It's certainly shining in the UK, and I hope it's shining across Europe, where you may be joining us in this webinar. My name's Tim Carter, and I'm responsible for the commercial print division within Ricoh. And I'm really pleased today to be joined by my two colleagues, Marie, our product marketing manager, and Ian, our pre-sales specialist, who between the two of them bring a wealth of industry experience and will be able to share real valuable insights during today's webinar. But first, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you've got any questions during the webcast, you can submit them through the Q&A engagement tool. We will try to answer as many questions during the webcast, but if a fuller answer is needed or we run out of time, it will be answered at a later stage via email. An on-demand version of today's recording will be sent to you after the event, and additional help materials are available in the resource list. We really encourage you to download any resources or links that you may find useful. For the best viewing experience, we recommend you using a wired internet connection and closing any programs or browser sessions running in the background that could cause issues. These webinars are pretty bandwidth intensive, so closing any unnecessary browser tabs will certainly help to conserve your bandwidth. So on to the main event. The main part of this webinar, as I mentioned, is now related to the third in the series of practical webinars that we've been running from May through till July. And we'll be covering a wide range of topics, including tactical advice on how to manage transformation, driving more value in the digital printed page, and developing added value services to core business. I hope you attended the first two episodes in which we had guest speakers from BPIF and IPIA and our large format specialists within Ricoh. If not, the events are available on demand as well as from the resource list. Today we've got a really packed agenda of discussion topics again, this time focusing around the third stage of the McKinsey model, which covers the return to the next normal. Just a reminder that we chose the 5 R's because it best represents, in terms of the resolve, resilience, return, reimagination and reform, precisely the journey that any organisation, print or otherwise, will have to take on in these very difficult times. And today's webinar will cover the best of, in terms of the best of return to scale, including technology and solutions considerations. I'm confident the insight from my colleagues will help to bring to plan for the future and also the new norm which awaits. In our kickoff webinar, both IPIA and BPIF spoke at length about innovation and how important it is to tap into your creative minds and start thinking about new solutions and new opportunities. But what is innovation? Well, let's watch this short clip to set the scene. I spoke before about the power of print and the opportunity it presents in general. It's still the most tangible, the most impactful, and the most sustainable method of communications. Humans crave the physical interaction, and print stimulates the senses like no other communication. In spite of many challenges and competing digital formats, print and our industry still remains relevant, enduring, and effective. As an industry, we have a strong track record of technology investments and making them work to our advantage. What can be achieved today with a relatively small investment was unheard of 10 years ago. Consider the historical investment required for an effective and flexible print process offered by digital, in comparison to the investment levels required to benefit from technology available today. Our industry has a way of always bouncing back. No doubt this will be the case in the coming months. However, a new mindset has to be adopted by many to achieve this. We need to remain open for business with a flexible and innovative approach to our customers. Let's turn our attention to what we may experience ahead. And we've been consulting widely. This is how we see the future unfolding. In the short term and then further ahead, a fundamental shift in consumer habits is happening right now. Unsurprisingly, people are depending upon their electronic devices for information, entertainment, communications, and contact, more now than ever. This is obviously a long-term megatrend, but it is undoubtedly gaining much greater impetus as a result of the pandemic. And this is unlikely to change. Another natural result of the situation is that brands are cutting their advertising and marketing spends. It is temporary, but it is considerable, meaning, as many of you will have experienced, of course, there's a lot less work to go around at the moment. It is clear that as a result, for many print operations, there is one overriding priority right now: survival. And that depends on the adaptability and innovation. As I said earlier, more of the same is no answer to the impact of the coronavirus. And today, we will give you practical insights into how you can adapt and innovate to survive and succeed. It's inevitable, though, that there will be accelerated consolidation among printing companies, with demand falling sharply, some are struggling naturally, and an inevitable consequence is that mergers and acquisitions, and maybe the disappearance of some operations, will lead to fewer but probably stronger print businesses. However, some good news. There are glimmers of light. Quite a few sectors still remain strong. Publishing, transactional, packaging, pharmaceutical, and labels, for example, have proved highly resilient, in addition to wide format and signage. So looking further ahead, we've identified three key developments. Firstly, we can expect marketing habits to evolve as consumer habits are also evolving. Marketeers will move to more focused and less wasteful communications. Fewer people will be contacted, and brands will be prepared to pay more for each contact. It's a new marketing paradigm, and it has positive consequences for print. This will result in a proliferation of short-run jobs, versioned, personalized, tailored, and carefully targeted. So communications will become more relevant, and print will have to respond by becoming more impactful too. And linked to these changes will be the need for automation and integrated workflows to enable this rapid turnaround of multiple diverse jobs. This will be a key feature of the new world of print. We've collaborated with IT Strategies, a major research company, who've shared some insights with us on the impact of COVID-19 on the print industry. They've also suggested a series of steps that agile print businesses should be taking right now to help across these uncharted waters. Firstly, they suggest assess the stability of major existing clients. Aim to lessen the dependence by broadening your client base, particularly with offerings and services that are relatively robust at the moment. Second, also assess the health of your partners and your competitors. Are critical partners stable? If not, who are the alternatives? And which of your competitors are likely to weaken? And does that give you an opportunity to fill the gap? Thirdly, it's time to focus strategically on the value of print. Engage with your clients, help them to understand that print will play a crucial role in these difficult times. After all, there are no other communications medium that can match its impact for brand building and for the power of that communication. And while people are at home with time on their hands, it can be a perfect communications medium. And then plan your recovery by specific application, separating short from long-term viability. Leverage your strengths and competitive advantage, even dropping less profitable services to really drive your core offerings. If you've not already done this, an absolute priority is to pursue all government stimulus opportunities, which can contribute to your stability and continuity through this challenging period. But don't forget that any investments in your production capability should be taken very careful and with a keen eye on the future print landscape. Another independent research by Infotrends identifies a range of applications that will grow over the next 3 years. We hope that you'll see these opportunities here for digital print solutions and that you can meet these trends head on to produce, innovate, viable and profitable applications. But of course, COVID has changed things and it has had an impact and will compromise the data and the figures stated in this slide. If anything though, digital print growth will accelerate even further as it delivers against market demand a lot better than competitive or comparable analog techniques. And so that you can respond to these changing demands and be fit for the future, having the right mix of technology will be absolutely critical. As consumer habits and client requirements evolve, agile print businesses will adapt, innovate and invest. Having flexible, connectable productivity capacity is important, of course. And the drive for more automated workflows is bound to become a hallmark of the new world of print, alongside the expectation that production systems are highly versatile and capable of outputting a wide range of applications with speed and quality. And affordability in tough economic circumstances will be more important than ever. Before we move on to the main part of the event, I want to finish on a positive note, because there is a silver lining to the situation for digital printing. We are confident that it will recover strongly in 2021. Yes, the recovery will not be immediate or even, but it will come. And we hope you'll be ready for it. And digital print technology can be the key to that. It's the ideal technology as it can meet the demand for relevant content as well as offering a labor-efficient operating model. So we feel very positive that digital print will bounce back and be stronger than before. I've shared some real market insights and the reason why to innovate. And our series of webinars have been designed to offer an insight and support during these unfamiliar times. However, we do want to take the opportunity during this webinar to focus on a new and important product launch at Ricoh, the Pro C5300, and illustrate how this new innovation might help to broaden business opportunities as we slowly return back from lockdown. So at this point, I'd like to welcome Marie and Ian to join me. And Marie, I'd like to turn to you first. I spoke about the growth of digital and the new applications and the need for making very wise investment decisions in the future. So could you just explain what are the main reasons for Ricoh bringing the 5300 to market?
Hi, Tim. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, absolutely. The first and foremost, the thing that we looked at was customer feedback. It's really important that we listen to our customers and what they want for today and also what they want for the future. So especially within light production colour, obviously, because this is the entry into digital colour. So whilst the Pro C5200 was a great and very strong product, and actually one that we've sold thousands of across the whole of the UK, the vast majority of these that we have sold have gone into centralised print facilities. So it did present some limitations for the commercial print sector, which is not what we really wanted. So the new Pro C5300 colour series answers a lot, if not all, of those requirements within the commercial print. So it covers all bases. And at the end, when Ian unveils the device in the demo, you guys everybody will see why. We also were meeting the market demands within this speed and volume category. So with this, I mean, with regards to print applications, enhanced substrate supports, productivity and print quality, that we offer across the portfolio, and is now, it's also available within light production, which is absolutely key. It complements the portfolio perfectly, so offering many of the same, credentials of the rest of the winning portfolio, including the registration technology from the mid-range model. So we've adopted that into light production, which advances us even further within light production colour. So that has been key for bringing this to market. And lastly, Tim, I'd say that this technology concept offers many significant improvements over the usually popular Pro C5200. The Pro C5300 series brings a whole new level of capability to light production. It offers advanced feeding, enhanced and extended finishing options, accurate registration, and importantly, supercharged EFI firies, which, the industry and within print is really highly recognised. And this supports many complex jobs and workflows, which is really important. We are at Ricoh very proud of this latest arrival. We feel that it is the right product at the right time.
Thanks. Yeah, obviously it does sound like a really important and critical introduction to the product portfolio. The new series caters for any production print environment, as you outlined, Marie, both large and small. But thinking specifically about commercial printers, what new functionality will commercial printers be able to gain from the new innovation?
Well, Tim, as a commercial printer, we know that quality print is money. The success of your business depends on technology that can help you achieve your productivity and your profit goals, and it's as simple as that. We're in it to win it. So you require high quality output that meets the demands of your paying customers. That's it. So this also wins additional business and it builds a reputation. So if you've got a good product, a good offering, you're generally going to win business over business every day of the week. In today's changing world, you need to be able to offer clients more unique and personal high value assets, which command a premium price for that to your business. So that, gives you a really good quick turnaround. So the Pro C5300 series is brilliant on short proofing runs, which require colour matching approval. So it's great for that. It's perfect for the higher value print on demand work, such as photo books, greeting cards, posters, brochures, and, the long sheet banners. This type of creative and high value ticket work is in growth. So it holds its own on the longer runs as well for flyers and business cards and postcards, which, this kind of asset does demand an heavy weight or a coated media stocks. The Pro C5300 does open new opportunities for print for pay, and it's considered at a low risk investment. So for us, to be able to offer this at light production for a commercial printer is absolutely key. This new range is highly reliable. It's got image quality that is best in class. It offers keen and required registration accuracy, and it supports an extensive range of substrates that offers a look and a feel very common with commercial offset. which is recognised within, you know, the commercial print sector. The flexibility of being able to print on broad range of substrates, offering media flexibility is absolutely key in this industry within commercial print. So Tim, the Pro C5300 really, for me, should open new business opportunities for our commercial printers. And that, like you say, within this point in time, is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things you've spoken about are absolutely critical to commercial printers, and I know that from my own experience. But you mentioned a new registration facility, which I know, again, as a function within the commercial print space, is absolutely critical. Could you maybe just expand a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so we know that keen and accurate registration is crucial for a commercial printer. You know, accuracy equals time and money. It means, you know, the accuracy of it means less touch points, it means less waste, it means less returns, you know, to you as a printer. So maximising on cost. It also shows that within a print for pay environment that the Pro C5300 can be considered for the likes of direct mail, for the business cards, for greeting cards, for gloss covers, or, you know, or just for premium and high value print like photo books, etc. So we know that we need to reduce the wastage and increase the accuracy of back-to-back registration, and the Pro C5300 impacts that. You know, brochures, photo books, invitations, business cards and direct mail pieces, you know, require sophisticated finishing. And the Pro C5300 supports all of that. You know, it answers all of those questions. So Tim, you know, registration within digital cut sheet is to be relied upon for a commercial printer, and we really have thought this through with the Pro C5300, and it does assist with that.
Well, I think from what you said, Marie, the new feature set and functionality contained in the 5300 is going to be more appealing now to commercial printers than ever before. But moving on, how would internal print rooms and government establishments benefit from the new engine?
Yeah, let's not forget these guys. You know, it's really important to keep these valued print rooms thriving. You know, digital print is so much more vibrant and exciting now, more than ever before, and that is because of advancing digital technology. You know, RICO technology is at the forefront of that, and we've invested all of that into our light production colour device, you know, as well as. So being able to offer a vast range of substrates at light production level within an enterprise or a public sector print room, whether it be education or government, in today's changing world really adds value to the service offered. You know, it increases demand, but also offers a much quicker return on investment. And with job submission or web to print solutions, once you bring them in, you know, this quickly opens potential opportunities for substantial growth within that print room. It makes the print room easily and seamlessly accessible to all its customers. So with the Pro C5300 series solution, you can offer additional applications with support for a wide range of media like we've discussed, including specialty and coated stocks as well as synthetics. And this is great for printing certificates, you know, professionally finished yearbooks that have a good price tag to them, you know, artwork for exams or point of sale banners and tickets for the corporate print rooms alike, you know, even more so now with COVID, and even signage for the open days or events, and all of which have a high impact output, you know, with a quick turnaround, you know, 65 or 80 pages a minute. So the Pro C5300 enhances the centralised print rooms offerings, helping you to achieve your return on investment as quickly as possible, as like we said before. So that is really important for the CRDs.
Okay, thank you. So a real broad appeal for both enterprise, CRD, government, and indeed commercial print environments. So moving on, the extended sheet capability appears to be a great feature and relatively unique. Can you expand a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So shortly, I'm going to be passing you over to Ian Casey, who's in the showroom at the moment, setting up for the demonstration. And he'll give you some examples on this. But in essence, a long sheet capability offers, you know, the possibility to now provide banners. It could be SRA for colour covers or photo books or manuals and signage for corporate print rooms and public sector and the commercial print environments alike. So the long sheet now enables you to offer those applications, and that works. And it also opened doors, for the work to be fulfilled in-house, which in turn increases margins and opportunities, which is exactly what you want from it. You want it to pay for itself, and this often does help with that.
Great. So added value, more profitable applications, again, will be very appealing to all the sectors that may be considering this investment. Okay,
Yeah,
just moving on a bit further, Marie. With the introduction of the 5300, how does this now complement the extensive colour cut sheet lineup from Ricoh?
Okay, so the introduction, we feel now completes an extensive product portfolio of cut sheet, colour and mono devices in the product range. It now extends our capabilities through light to mid to heavy volume usage and applications, building upon the incredible success of the Pro C5200 and, of course, the 9200. Furthermore, it demonstrates that Ricoh continues commitment to innovation and development within this space and bring new and exciting technology to market. We're constantly evolving with it. We're constantly innovating and bringing more and more, and it's now within the 5300. So now when you combine the 5300 with the cut sheet range of printers, adding complementary software and solutions and extending beyond and into the highly successful inkjet solutions, you can say that Ricoh can now legitimately claim that it can offer the broadest range of industry-leading solutions without a doubt.
Wow. Okay, moving on. Is the 5300 similarly compatible with Ricoh's software and solutions? And also, what additional support programs are available to support the return on investment? Okay,
so yeah, this range is no different from the mid to the heavy to the black and white. It fits well and supports our production print solutions, whether it be web to print, whether it be workflow and colour management, variable data or direct mail applications, or even if it's just pre and post press solutions, to get that right. We've got a comprehensive portfolio in our armory to drive print, which improves efficiencies and it lowers overall costs. We're not just innovation specialists within hardware, we are with solutions as well. There are many components to a production workflow that when a job is designed and planned to when the job is submitted and prepared and produced, it's quite complex. We have solutions that touch all those bases. Ricoh, we've developed a comprehensive solutions portfolio to help organizations and print solution providers implement the tools and automated workflow solutions that deliver viable and profitable applications to meet demanding deadlines and react, to changing client demands, because our clients' wants and needs and market requirements change. So, we have everything that suits that. These solutions are also designed to meet a range of requirements depending on the business size and investment budget. You can consider and review your pre-press and post-press processes and think, well, what can I do to improve automation? What can I do to drive a faster return of investment by delivering more work per day and reduce the cost per hour? How do I do that? We can help with all that. And I think, Tim, that the audience today need to really raise an interest on the Q&A with us for further details following the session, so that, we can, around the production print solutions especially, we can really, we really are leading with our innovations and solutions, and we want to hear from those wanting to know more about this. So, we can take that offline. So, as we move on to the next slide, here we can sort of see some of the typical application or the work that the Pro C5300 can produce that it's really comfortable with. In its various configurations, which we've referred to within the presentation, whether it be from, small to large to medium, such applications range from business cards to stationery to iron books on demand, as well as the direct mail postcards and the brochures and the photo books. They bring their own challenges. These applications can differentiate the win and win new business. But at the same time, the production process needs to be viable, it needs to be repeatable, and where possible, automated. so that you can reduce your touch points, reducing the errors, and in turn that maximises the profit and increases the productivity. And that across all of the sectors within any digital print is key, is absolutely key. So solutions such as, if we talk about Fusion Pro or Total Flow suites of products, can drastically improve your productivity efficiency. And they save time and money and consumables, which equates to cost savings. And, especially more so now today with everything that's going on in the world, that is really, really important. So I think, as far as the applications are concerned, that's just a couple of examples. And like I said before, we really need to pick up on that if you raise an interest, we can talk to you a little bit more in depth on that. So we've gone through pretty much everything, I think, Tim, on the device and introducing you to it. So I think really with that in mind, I think it's now time to see the device in all its glory. So I'm now going to pass you over to Ian Casey, who will unveil the Pro C5300 for those of you that haven't seen it. And he's going to walk you around some of the performance and productivity features. We're going to take a look at the image quality and how it's achieved, and the media handling and some of the registration features. So Ian, if you could do the honours, it's over to you in the showroom, and thank you all.
Thank you, Marie. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Telford on our first demonstration of the Pro C5300 machine. So the device is a direct replacement for our 5200. The 5200 was an excellent machine in its class, delivering superb image quality to a vast majority of marketplaces. So we've taken the 5200 technology and we've tried to improve upon it. We're still offering two machines, or two versions of a machine, a 65-page a minute machine and an 80-page minute machine. The media handling and everything are exactly the same, it's just a simple speed difference. We're still using the 1200 by 4800 resolution for print through our VCSEL laser technology, and still using the PXP toner that was, again, previously used in the 5200. The device still comes with the A4 tandem feed draw number 1 and is supported by draws 2 and 3, which support media up to 487 by 330 millimeters. On the device itself, we've got very, very simple operation for the guys, the printers. The toner bank right in front of the operators. It's simply plug and play, really. You will notify that a toner needs changing. One out, one in. As simple as that, whilst the machine is still in print mode. So the engine itself, physically, has not changed dramatically. However, we've introduced, even in the standalone version, the registration system. Our reverse roller registration system has been improved. The colour consistency has been improved. We've now a system whereby we are looking at the print on every 10th sheet to analyse colour for consistency. Image transfer is more variable, which is helping us cover more and more medias. So the fuser also runs with the Ricoh fuser smoothing technology, which is particularly important in an environment where different size medias may be used. So we can keep the fuser going and going, even switching from A4 to A3 or even SRA3. The device itself for operators is guided by a series of LED lights which will offer information and aid the operator in any issues with possible paper jams. On the engine again, which is really, really important, we now offer a comprehensive set of ORU parts. The ORU parts, operator replaceable units, are designed for the operators to use themselves, having been trained by our service organisation. The idea being that they can fault find, troubleshoot, and make some simple repairs in order to get the machines back up and running without having to worry and get this wait for the service team to turn out. So it's a very simple process to learn. The service department provide the training, and it's a really useful thing for against tight SLAs in a commercial environment. So the engine itself is still supported by the Ricoh GW controller, which will support all PCL driver activity, with an optional PostScript chip that can be added if the postscript print is required. Moving on, and possibly towards the commercial environment where colour management, colour control is more essential, we now offer two brand new Fiery controllers. We have an E27 embedded controller and a new bigger server version, the E48B. These are both running Fiery's new FS400 operating system and still come with all the tools which can be ordered, such as Impose, Compose, Job Master and Colour Profile Suite and the like. The advantage of the new Fieries over their predecessors is generally a reduced processing time, the E47B being 50% quicker than its predecessor. So, moving on to the feed operation of the machine. On the 5200, we used an A4 LCT tray, which could support 4,000 sheets, and a single tray LCT, which would support 2,000 sheets, up to 487 by 330. Those options are still available. However, where we've increased the peripherals around this new device, we have now added the vacuum feed LCT to the machine. With the vacuum feed LCT, this covers one of the main selling points of the new machine, and that this is the unit that will support the 360-gram medias. The trays themselves, the lower tray here will support 2,200 sheets of 80-gram paper. For the operator, it's very simple. All they need to do is fill it up and empty them. There's no maintenance required whatsoever. So the two trays can be configured in exactly the same way. However, on this device, we have added what we call in our vacuum banner sheet tray. So still vacuum fed, still supports coated medias, textured medias, and the like. But now, using this option, we now support a media range up to 700 millimeters by 330. Once we go above the 487 from this tray towards our banner materials, we will need to print in simplex mode, so it does become a work and turn operation. But it does give the customers the opportunity of printing on these banner sheets. So these are just a couple examples that have been run on this device. So a 6-page A4. This is on some 300-gram board. So this is the kind of thing that we can produce very, very effectively. We can also create the landscape A4 pagination as well, which can be, again, something new to the market. We're also just demonstrating here, these are some greetings cards printed on a heavyweight textured board. With ease, it's simple. As long as you instruct the machine that you printed on the textured board, it will take care of what it needs to do in terms of transfer in order to give superb printed quality results. So when we start to look at moving into the commercial and higher commercial areas, one thing from my experience telling me it's key is registration. So where we had from the vacuum LCT, the next unit in the line is a bridge unit in which we've installed a rotary gate registration system. This system was initially used on our flagship Pro C5300 a few years ago and is now currently used on our mid-range 7200. So we're really focusing now on register. We're getting the registration system in the feed, and we've got the improved registration system then within the engine to support it further. Just to point out, with the vacuum LCT, the bridge unit is mandatory, and so using it, we pre-register the sheets prior to actually moving them into the printer. Just one option that's not installed on this device, we can sit on top of the LCT what we call a multi-bypass tray, which does then give you the option to print up to 1,260 millimeters in length, again in simplex mode. And here at Rico, the development seems to never stop. This is a little aid which has been printed on our 3D machines down in the factory, and this is very simply installed into the LCT to give us the ability to be able to print envelopes even down to DL, removing the issues with the format of the DL. It can be installed, it can be left installed, but it will provide envelope support in a really good way. So when we move past the engine, there's a range of peripherals that can then be installed. We've got a decal unit here in this first unit. That one, for again in a commercial environment, lightweight production, heavy toner usage, the decal unit is really important, along with a bypass unit for cooling. Beyond that, we supply different stackers, different booklet makers, which, along with interposers, that there is really an awful lot you can look at. In this configuration, however, we're going through our heavy production booklet maker straight into the Plotmatic, our partner's Plotmatic square fold device. So it prints in line, and hopefully you can see that even on quite heavyweight books, we're able to generate a nice square fold, real professional look. It comes as standard with 4-edge trim, but there is a manual operation through the same device to take head and tail off. So you really are producing full bleed brochures. So, in summary, we have taken the very successful 5200 with its image quality advantages, and we've improved upon it. It's a great development story there. To get further into the light commercial areas, we've increased the number of peripherals, we've increased the media weights that can be used. We've extended the media in length and capabilities in that respect through our vacuum banner feed. And really, that very quickly brings me to an end. I hope you've got some enjoyment out of that presentation. I'll just say thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Ian, and thank you, Marie, as well. I think the overview provided by Marie initially, in combination with the product overview demonstrated there by Ian, really demonstrates the 5300 as being an exciting and important addition to the Ricoh range, and I'm pretty confident that we'll enjoy extremely great success in terms of selling into all of the environments that it's targeted towards. But our print services go well beyond hardware or even the software that facilitates it. We can start by talking about what we have, but more importantly, where you are in your journey, and offer consultancy to your customers. It's not just about the hardware that we can provide, fix or optimize. And it's certainly not just about creating more capacity to drive further commoditization. It's a value added to anything in print. So whether you're seeking to enhance your existing software or technology, reorganize your data, explore new areas of development for your business, or simply realize a dream of providing creative, intelligent, and bespoke printing services, at Ricoh, we're here to help you tackle anything in print, now and in the future. So together, let's influence the next normal. We'd really welcome the opportunity to follow up and discuss our extensive range of products and solutions, some of which we've mentioned earlier in the webinar. And furthermore, the continued extensive innovation and development programs at Ricoh will not only support your short-term business strategies and goals, but also the longer-term opportunities to produce and create print that will stand out, provide differentiation, and drive real value. So please get in touch via the normal channels and also online to download the content from today, plus an extensive library of content to help your businesses thrive and prosper. I'd also encourage you to register for the next webinars that we'll be hosting through June and July, which are again designed to provide insight, inspiration and support. So that draws to conclusion the formal part of this morning's webinar, which I hope you all enjoyed. But during the course of the webinar, we invited you to submit questions, and with the time permitting, we'll try and answer as many of those questions as we possibly can. So let's start with a question from Charles. Ricoh still seem very optimistic about continued growth in digital. Why is this? Well, perhaps I can answer that one directly, Charles. We genuinely feel as a business that there's still a huge opportunity to migrate the traditional analog pages, which historically have been output using conventional offset technology to digital pages and to digital technology. And I think some of the factors that were discussed in the webinar today around the change in the marketplace, some of which will be further forced and enhanced and developed by the onset of COVID, will really mean that long-run mass production of print becomes a thing of the past. And the future, I think, is being able to produce short-run, high-quality, high-impactful print, which really does lend itself to a digital technology. So hopefully that answers that question for you, Charles. The next question from Lindsay. How can I get samples from the press? Maybe if I can answer that to begin with and then hand over to Ian and Marie. We've had to and are continuing to look at ways in which we can change and adapt our business to ensure that as we come out of lockdown, but with social distancing and the restrictions still placed on us, we still want to be able to showcase our technology to customers across the entire UK. So we're developing online tools to be able for us to do that, which will enable us to conduct online demonstrations and virtual demonstrations. And we also, as part of that process, expect to be able to produce an output and submit samples using the technology. Ian, is there anything else that you'd like to extend, or is there anything else that you'd like to add to that?
Well, firstly, I think it's kind of common sense that anybody out there in the commercial world will want to actually see printed material, their files printed on a machine to get a full understanding of what it can and what it can't do. So the machine has now been installed for 4 days, so we are still going through just the final touches and just really tweaking it to get it as good as it can be. But I would like to think in the very, very near future that we will be actually able to print live samples for customers on the Telford site. You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but giving us a week or so, we'll print these samples, get them finished if required, and then we'll try and get them mailed back out. At the moment, there are sample packs available from Ricoh Europe, which are sort of generic, but we certainly realise and understand that we're going to need to start producing customer samples as soon as we possibly can. Okay, thanks, Ian. Yeah, we're certainly open for business, and we will be able to showcase the product as soon as possible, as you highlighted. So moving on, next question from Jonathan. Do you offer finance options, and how does this work? Again, I'm probably best positioned to be able to provide a response to that. Yes, we do offer finance options. So Ricoh, as part of an end-to-end solutions provider, can incorporate a number of different finance options for you. So we do have our own finance company, Ricoh Capital, and we are able to offer different types of finance profiles depending on your individual requirements. So it's something that we can certainly take offline with you, but we can create a bespoke offering, which is a solutions offering, not only incorporating our hardware, but also the finance as well. So hopefully, Jonathan, that gives you a response to the question. Moving on, from Lisa. How does the ROI compete with other digital presses aimed at light production? Maybe again, if I can start that and answer that initially, and then hand over to Marie, who may have some further comments. We've, as Marie had spoken about, we've listened to our customers, we've analysed the market, and we have really taken a huge amount of time and effort to understand what the technical and commercial requirements are for potential customers wanting to acquire this type of technology. And as a result, we believe we've come up with a very strong ROI. And that ROI is combined both from a hardware perspective, but also from a running cost as well. Again, we've looked at the competitive landscape, and we want to ensure that this product is highly compelling in terms of the financial models associated. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that, Marie?
No, I think that covers pretty much most of it. You know, like you say, the investment that's gone into this device to get it right in the market and in the price page both are equally as important to each other. So the technology is important, but also the positioning it within the market and the cost is as well. And we have done that as a business. We have really listened to where the space is, and we've moved this device into it, which I think is really important, and especially now with what's going on with everything. So, it is in a different place, this device, technically and hopefully commercially moving forward, for the customer. So, yeah. So I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. But Lisa, we would encourage you to take this offline, and we'd be more than happy to share more details in terms of the financials associated with this investment. So moving on, question from Mark. Are you happy to do virtual demonstrations to our clients? Again, I think I can probably respond to that, Mark. Initially, yes. Building upon the comments that both I and Ian made, we are gearing up for it, and we are now looking to be able to schedule virtual demonstrations as soon as possible. Again, we need to take that offline with you to discuss the actual dates, but within a very short space of time. We believe that we will be, we'll have the technology, we'll have the virtual capability, not only to be able to conduct compelling demonstrations, but output samples as well. Ian, anything else to add, or did you cover that off on the previous answer?
Well, absolutely, Tim. We are working very, very hard towards the virtual demonstration situation, understanding the current situation with the virus across the country. So, yeah, the plan is to work through Microsoft Teams, hopefully the technology will show overall the machine will be a zoom in, zoom out, and also work on the fiery controller as well. So the idea is that we should be able to do an absolutely complete demonstration of, using the technology rather than people having to travel.
Thanks, Ian.
Using bandwidth rather than petrol. Using bandwidth rather than petrol.
Absolutely. There's benefits to the environment as well, which we shouldn't underestimate. Okay, moving on. Question from Danny. I think this one for you, Marie. When will the new product become available?
Well, it's ready now. So we've launched the product. The product's out there. It's been launched. We did it quite publicly that it's here in the UK. So the build is in Telford. So our European build centre is in Telford. So for those in the UK, obviously you're in a really strong position if you want to order one and get one in as quickly as possible. Obviously, with COVID, it has an impact on working environments and the number of staff that we have in there. So the lead time is probably lengthened at this time. So we just have to be mindful of that. So, so if a product's going out, then we will give you an expected lead time for that, whether it be a 5300 or one of the other products. But, yeah, it's ready. It's ready to go. Order systems are all ready and up and running. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
Great.
In a good place.
Okay, good. Thanks, Marie. Question from Carl. The gap between the 5000 series, the 5300 now, and the 7200 series seems to have got a lot smaller. In what scenario, bar additional toner station, do you see choosing a 5300 over a 7200? It's a very good question. So, Carl, I'll respond initially, and then Ian and Marie may be able to add to this. We're very committed to ensuring that we extend our product portfolio. And the 5300 now, with the launch of the 5300, it takes us into and enables us to offer a much stronger value proposition for light production capabilities. But I think your question is a good question because it suggests that there is now a bit of a crossover between 5300 and our low-end 7000 series. And that is certainly the case. So the key differential will be speed, productivity, duty cycle, and as you point out, the addition of the fifth color as well. So the introduction of the 5300 on the one hand extends our product portfolio, but it does create some overlap, but we believe that that's a nice problem to have. Anything,
yeah, it's no different.
Guys, you'd like
it's
to
no
add?
different. It's no different. It's no different from mid to high either. You bring out a stable unit platform, and then you build upon it. And like you say, increased volumes, speeds, and capabilities at certain levels. So for the light production, we do think that within, the lower end of the 7200, so the light, really, really light version that we do offer, it does broach on that, but on the higher 72 full, definitely not. It's a different product placing, and the volume and capacity is different. And the same with the high volume 9200. There is a gap between the two of those as well, which you would expect. All it means is that with the 5300 is that we've got a really good, stable, accurate platform, which is exactly what we want, for this product, which is what the market's been screaming out for.
Great. Thanks, Marie. Question from John. Can you expand more on the media support options? Who'd like to take that one?
I guess that falls to me, Tim.
Okay.
So, as we've explained, the media support, there's two fundamentals for me for media support on these devices. The first one being the new LCTs. They are so reliable, and they'll just run and run and run. But the other great tool that we provide with the machine, within the operating system of the device, we also provide the media library. So this is probably now 100 medias deep already. And what it means is any media that's in that library has already been tried, tested in the UK in our media testing centre. And it means that media is qualified and will work. So you've total confidence that you'll be able to put those medias in and be able to print and get really, really good quality, really, really good feed, and so on. The media testing centre itself has got multiple machines down there, so they are continually testing. So the library will expand in time, and the expansion is also pushed by the paper suppliers, because one thing that they want to do, they want to get their medias tested by us, approved, and onto our list, because that then gives them the opportunity to sell to the Ricoh customers out there. So the keys for me are the LCT and the support of the improvements in the engine backed up by the media libraries.
Great. Thank you, Ian. Conscious of time, so we'll answer one more question, and this comes from Landry, who would appear to be an existing user of 5100. Landry asks, has the technology improved on the cleaning unit from this 5100? The cleaning unit needs regular maintenance on the 5110. Ian, maybe you're best positioned to answer that?
I believe that there was an improvement made from 51 to 52. Whether the cleaning unit has changed from 52 to 53 is a very good question. I will make a note, and I'll do some checking into that, and I'll come back to you with some information on that.
Great. Okay. So, yeah, we'll come back to you, Landry, on that question. So just in the interest of time, we're coming to midday. So I'd like to firstly thank Marie and Ian for joining me today, for creating what I hope has been an enjoyable and informative session for you. I'd like to thank you for attending. We're very keen to ensure that we develop and share content which is inspirational, informative, and also relevant. So we do appreciate your support with these webinars. I'd like to also encourage you to ensure that you keep an eye on the future webinars, which will be running through June and July. So with that, hopefully we'll speak on the next webinar, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tim.